'Tis the season to shine with H&M. Discover the holiday collection and find fashionable pieces for your wardrobe or for under the tree. Get inspired and dazzle with this year's glam. From tuxedo styles, bow detailed pieces, impressive prints, and more. From unforgettable looks to unforgettable gifts. With fashion finds to home decor, find it all at H&M. Treat your loved ones and yourself this season. Shop in-store or at hm.com.
This is the Mistress Carrie Situation Report for December 1st, 2023. Your daily entertainment headlines, industry info, and everything rock. New releases out today include Collective Soul's 7-Year Itch, The Greatest Hits, 94 to 2001 on vinyl, Minor Threats, Out of Step Outtakes, the EP, and Peter Gabriel's new album, I.O. It was reported yesterday morning that the late, great Shane MacGowan of the Pogues had passed away at the age of 65. News of his passing started to spread, and fellow musicians and journalists have begun to weigh in on the musician's legacy and life. His wife, Victoria May Clark, confirmed the news on Instagram, declaring, quote, "The start and end of everything I hold dear has gone to be with Jesus and Mary and his beautiful mother, Therese." MacGowan had recently been discharged from the hospital where he had been staying since being diagnosed with viral encephalitis. His wife continued, "It is with deepest sorrow and heaviest of hearts that we announce the passing of our most beautiful, darling, and dearly beloved Shane MacGowan. Shane died peacefully at 3:30 a.m. the morning of November 30th with his wife and sister by his side. Further details will be announced shortly, but the family asks for privacy at this very sad time. Flea from the Red Hot Chili Peppers reacted to the news, saying, quote, "And now I say, God bless the great Irishman, Shane MacGowan. Every time I heard him sing, I heard the truth, and my heart filled up with humanity." He concluded his statement saying, "I'm so grateful he sang his songs for us." The Dropkick Murphys said, "Rest in peace, Shane MacGowan. You were one of a kind. Thank you for the impact you had on so many of our lives." The president of Scotland said, like so many across the world, "It is with the greatest sadness that I have learned this morning of the death of Shane MacGowan. Shane will be remembered as one of music's greatest lyricists. So many of his songs would have been perfectly crafted poems if that would not have deprived us of the opportunity to hear him sing." Porno For Pyros recently announced their 2024 North American farewell tour. And while a press release announcing the tour revealed the original members, Perry Farrell, Peter DiStefano, and Stephen Perkins, the bassist was not confirmed. Now, Perry Farrell has said, quote, "Mike Watt is, in my estimation, one of the greatest bass players of all time and an alumni, but he's got 2 very bad knees and can't even stand through a set. So he's sitting now. He walks with a cane, but he just did a tour. It was like 60 shows in 60 days, and he drives himself there. He's so hardcore, and I'm very excited to be playing with him." He concluded, Mike is going to play bass on this tour. That includes a stop at the MGM Music Hall at Fenway in Boston on March 5th. Sound Exchange, the premier music tech organization powering the future of music, has announced that Diamond certified Grammy Award-winning artist Imagine Dragons has been awarded a Sound Exchange Hall of Fame award for being among one of the most streamed creators in their organization's 20-year history. Phish will appear at the Sphere in Las Vegas next spring, performing 4 shows in April. Following the conclusion of the U2 UV Achtung Baby residency, Phish is going to play 4 consecutive nights on April 18th, 19th, 20th, and 21st. Tickets go on sale to the general public on December 15th. The Rolling Stones are set to release Hackney Diamonds, the Live Edition, featuring all 7 tracks the band performed at last month's launch event at Racket in New York City. The album is set to be released on January 19th. The 2-CD format includes debut performances of 4 tracks from the recent album, Sweet Sounds of Heaven with Lady Gaga, as well as performances of Shattered, Tumbling Dice, and Jumpin' Jack Flash. Additionally, the Stones have released a lyric video for Bite My Head Off, featuring footage from Racket and unseen studio footage of Paul McCartney from the album recording sessions. After nearly 5 years and 200-plus shows and millions of dollars in box office receipts, Kiss will wrap up their end-of-the-road farewell tour with back-to-back shows in their hometown of New York at Madison Square Garden tonight and tomorrow night. The members of Kiss may be planning to hang up their platform boots for good, but Paul Stanley and Gene Simmons say the band will live on. Stanley saying Kiss is like an army or a sports team. When the MVP is no longer playing or retired, the team doesn't call it quits. On a battlefield, an army, when they lose soldiers, doesn't wave the white flag. Somebody else picks up the weapon and runs forward. So in one form or another, I believe there will always be a Kiss. Ahead of the final shows at Madison Square Garden, a Music to Light show on the Empire State Building celebrating the band's deep history with the city was displayed, running from dusk to 2 a.m. Eastern. The light show featured silver for Kiss's iconic logo and was set to the music of Rock and Roll All Night. The final concert on Saturday night, December 2nd, will be available live on pay-per-view at 8 p.m. Eastern. A new digital compilation from the platinum-certified Swedish band Ghost has newly arrived on leading digital service providers. Carrying the title 13 Commandments, it serves as a collection of the band's fan favorites from throughout their catalog, including tracks like Square Hammer, Year Zero, Mary on a Cross, Call Me Little Sunshine, Dance Macabre, Rat, Spillways, Cerise, and more. And Warren Haynes presents Christmas Jam. Set to live stream on Volume.com on December 9th, this year's lineup includes Slash and Miles Kennedy, Billy F. Gibbons, Government Mule, Jason Bonham's Led Zeppelin Evening, Clutch, American Babies featuring Tom Hamilton, Jim Hamilton, and Joe Russo, and special guests George Porter Jr., Bill Evans, Mike Barnes, and more. That's your sit rep. For more details on all of the stories, check the links in the show notes of this episode. And don't forget to like, follow, and subscribe to the Mistress Carrie Podcast. New full-length episodes come out every Wednesday. Episode 182, featuring Lawrence Gowan from Styx, is available now.
We made USAA insurance for veterans like James. When he found out how much USAA was helping members save, he said,
"It's time to switch.
We'll help you find the right coverage at the right price. USAA. What you're made of, we're made for. Restrictions apply."
Permit me here and now to promise as a good comrade and a fellow artist that I will not report any of this, whatever it is, to the police.
What would you say you do here?
Abandoned Albums is a podcast that employs a deep bench of musical archivists. These determined individuals dig through the record crates of the world to find the lost music of artists. Using a patent-pending algorithm and spirited debate, we pick one album as an inroad to talk about and then reach out to the artists. We invite them into Thunderlove Studio. When we're lucky, they say yes. Abandoned Albums is a little like this.
That was TNUC by Grand Funk Railroad. And I spelled the word backward in my head, and I immediately went out and bought the record.
They're like, "Do you know who we are?" And we were like, "I mean, kind of."
Well, you're in blue. Of course we know you.
Yeah, you're blue.
Yeah, you're blue, you're man.
Abandoned Albums isn't about the show, and it's not about the host or hosts. It's about the artist's work and making sure it remains, or in some cases, lands on, the cultural radar. It's why Abandoned Albums is the only music podcast that matters.
Wow, that was really, really enjoyable. Thanks, fellas.
Thank you, guys. I really appreciate it.
Thank you both.
Yeah. All right, cool.
Abandoned Albums is a proud member of the Pantheon Podcast Network.